Hi,
Ready?
I'm ready for this. My voice is a little,
Sexy and husky.
yeah, sure, if you want to call it that. So bear with me.
We will bear with you. So we have some random topics, everyone, we thought would be fun on love. There's 50 of them. So we're gonna do a random wheel and just talk about whichever one it hits. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you're listening to this, I'm spinning a wheel. Let's spin away. Spinning, spinning, spinning. And number 36.
36, good number.
Yeah. Why is it a good number, Kimberly?
Well, I like the number 9. 36, unconditional love, giving it and receiving it.
Okay, we're gonna have to check it off when we're done to know that we did that topic. Unconditional love, giving it and receiving it. Ooh,
Right.
You were talking today about being a little curious or annoyed about some of the TikTok videos that are going around right now about bashing in a way, right?
That's right.
Both sides, female bashing and male bashing, but specifically this time it was female, even though we talk about the male and being victims, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was not very unconditional lovey. So how do we do unconditional love?
Yeah, the bashing that Tony's talking about is there's a lot of videos and memes and whatever the fuck you want to call them about toxic people, right? Toxic partners, toxic whatever, women, toxic men. And yeah, the thing that we were talking about, the thing that I brought up having a problem with is that way of thinking totally victimizes yourself. It victimizes the person. It victimizes one party and makes another party the aggressor. It makes another party the tyrant, right? And it's like there's not room for unconditional love in that way of thinking, because in that way of thinking, like Tony and I are we not about like self-empowerment? And in self-empowerment, you are totally responsible for your life.
Yep.
And your partnerships are part of that.
I think so. And if you're with someone that can't fully love you, that does not mean you can't have unconditional love. Though, here's my push. Do you think there's such a thing
as unconditional love?
Do you think as humans we can actually fully have unconditional love?
Well, this might be just a personal thing, but I have unconditional love for the human race. I don't love people, like I don't like people sometimes. I think people are fucked. I'm fucked a little bit here and there, but I love us. Like, I love life, you know what I mean? So that's unconditional. That it's kind of what you and I talked about in the past about underlying joy.
Yes.
Whereas happiness is fleeting.
Yeah.
The underlying joy stays. And it's kind of like that unconditional love, right? It's I can love everyone even when I hate somebody's guts.
But if we're in romantic relationship, I thought even as a mother,
yeah,
I don't think it's ever unconditional. We'd like to say it is. So I'll challenge mothers out there. No, I unconditionally love my kids. Really? You've never pressured them into being what they don't want to be ever? You've never put things on?
Is that love though? Because I don't think that your love would ever go away for your kids, would it? Even if they irritate the absolute
my love wouldn't go away, but would they view it as unconditional?
Well, that's not your problem, right?
Isn't that interesting, right? It's this. So yes, I'm just being a bit of a but. I think you can have unconditional love, but I think it's not as simple as we say. What's the full topic again? I can't see it in front of me.
Um,
How to give and get, receive.
Unconditional love, giving it and receiving it. I'll tell you right now, I had a boyfriend once who was less than stellar. Ooh, so what? But I've been less than stellar. But I had a boyfriend. We're talking about my perspective. I had a boyfriend who was less than stellar, doing whatever kinds of things behind my back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I love the guy. Does it mean I want to be in a relationship with him? No. Does it mean I want to make love to him? No. Nothing. Nothing even remotely close to that. I love him though, because I attracted him to me for a reason at that time, and I know exactly the reason, and I hope he does well. I generally, without involving myself in his life anymore, I generally want amazing for him. And I think that that's unconditional love. And that's not putting me like, I'm a better person than people because I don't hate my ex-boyfriend. It's like, no, everybody has a purpose. And
well, I think he probably had an invitation to unconditionally love you too, right?
absolutely. You know what? He may even, and I don't even care one way or the other. It's like, even if he hates me and wishes I was dead, it's like, I don't feel the same. So
I think that's an interesting topic. It wouldn't have been one I'd picked if we hadn't spun, because I think it had some weight to it.
I think that we got to be careful though with this though, right? Because I think it's easy to confuse love with
lust love.
Yeah, or attraction or appeal, right? So, and liking,
And putting up with. Just because you unconditionally love someone and they smack you across the face doesn't mean you love that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
No, I think it's an interesting thing that I have definitely been experiencing this year, because it also puts other people into a tailspin, because you might not unconditionally love who they want you to unconditionally love.
It's accurate.
Which is a little interesting. And then what if the person doesn't receive it? Then your unconditional love gets really tested. It's interesting, because then the lust piece comes up, or the relationship piece, and you have to pull yourself back to unconditional love. I do know that when I get out of my ego state and it can go back to, oh, this is what it's about, it shifts. I'm not saying it's going to solve things, but the energy definitely shifts.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. It's almost like you have to get yourself back to that point where you can see it with a different perspective.
And if you don't have unconditional love for the person you're with, do you think you should be with them?
Yeah. Well, and I almost have a hard time wondering if anyone actually doesn't have unconditional love. I think that people just get upset with people or disappointed, or they get into modes of like hatred even. But again, it's that fleeting ride, right? I would be hard pressed to find a lot of people who could say that they literally hate somebody enough to wish them like such ill will that they didn't exist or something. I don't know. Maybe that's very like presumptuous of me, but
no, I think there's people in relationships that don't have unconditional love. They're just there for themselves, right? I don't think they're in a relationship with the right reasons, like the super shallow, I'm marrying you for your money. I don't imagine there's a lot of unconditional love there, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe
I guess maybe this topic, it would be wise to ask the question of, what does love mean to a person? Because if love is like anything. Do you remember when we were in class and our teacher put at the front, she sat at the front of the circle and she was like, okay, black dog, what does it mean to you? And then somebody was like, it's cute. What does it mean to you? Scary. What does it mean to you? Protective. What does it mean to you? I also think it's cute. What about you? Friend. You know what I mean? Like, it can mean different things to everybody. So like love could be another thing.
Love could, but don't you think unconditional? To me, unconditional love, the best way to describe it is a dog with an owner that they love. You can yell. Obviously, I'm not talking extreme, but like I was never the perfect owner to my dog. There's no second of her day she couldn't wait to be with me. Like unconditional, even in my grouchiness, my snottiness, my overprotect, whatever. Unconditionally, I will love you forever till the last breath I take. If I'd have given her away and met her 5 years later, she'd still have loved me, I bet.
Yeah, that's true.
As people have that. So even in the relationship we're in, or the ones we've been in, can we be so unconditional love that it doesn't really matter what happens to us? We just wish them well.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so. I believe I'm there. The only thing is that like I could be doing it from. Yeah. Do you think that like in order to get to that point, you almost have to be a little bit more detached? Because I can detach easier maybe than other people. So maybe that's why I'm able to say that I can do that.
Can you do it attached?
Yeah, I think you can. I think it's harder actually when you're attached, right? Like when you're like so attached where it's like.
We're already at the end of our time, you know?
Yeah. I think like, see it again, everybody comes at it from a different perspective, because to somebody, a romantic relationship carries more love weight than say with their family. And it's not because they don't love their family, but they put so much importance on partnership. I'm not talking about anyone specifically, but you know what I mean? It's like because I put a lot of weight on relationships and partnerships, then if they do something to hurt my feelings or do something that I, maybe would like different, then that's where I would question the unconditional love. It's like, because I don't know, do you do this ever? I feel like people do this in relationships where it's like, something shitty happens or something goes like poorly, and then you're like, I don't love them anymore. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But it's like you don't actually mean it, do you? I don't know.
I don't think I'm there anymore. I don't think I'd say I don't love them anymore. I would definitely say I don't like them. I don't like what they're doing. So, but at this particular juncture, it wouldn't even matter if I went off and married the Prince of Arabia. That love for that person would still be there, and I'd still wish them well.
Well, that's unconditional love.
I still didn't have like, oh damn, I wish that I'd gone a different way. But if they told me they were happier without me, I would still love them through that. I would hate it, but I get it. So to me, I clicked into it different this year, but you've heard me. You've seen me cry enough. I don't love it, but it's an interesting road to walk.
It is. And so, okay, like it just as a wrap up here.
We could do part 2 and just like cut it.
Yeah, I know. As like a wrap up though, like my question is it necessary to have unconditional love?
Ooh. Okay, yeah, let's totally come back and do part 2. But let's not end it. Let's just stop.
Come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.